What is up? Happy Thursday. And so, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and dive right into the Ask Laurel thread today. One of the things that was a common issue this week for some reason is that we had a ton of people breaking the rules as far as submitting more than one thing for me to look at, submitting more than one question, or, submitting a power offer and not having a proof of purchase. And because my team is super busy, we are a team of 3 people, and it's made up of me, my wife, and our best friend. And I need Suzanne and Christina doing stuff that are going to move the needle for our business. We do not have time to go back and forth letting you guys know, what the rules are. We have them clearly laid out right here. And this is not in order to, knock on anyone or anything like that, but please read the rules. Like, if you guys want me to continue to show up every single week and personally help you, there have to be rules in place, not one person. We can't have one person having me look at 7 or 8 different things, right? If you are the type of person that needs me to look at things every single day and multiple things, that is something that I do for my Lean on Laurel students. And, I show up here every single week and I try to give everyone as much personalized help as possible. And the only way that I can do that is to make sure that everyone is following the rules so that I can continuously do that and these calls aren't 2 hours long, because no one wants to be on a 2-hour call waiting for their question to be answered. So just make sure that you are reading the rules, know how the Ask Laurel thread works, and just know that the deadline is around 5 o'clock on Wednesdays. Again, sometimes it's loose because we're traveling and we have to turn it off maybe a little bit early. But also on the flip side of that, sometimes we turn it off a little late whenever, we are traveling and we land a little late. So just know, around Wednesday, one of the hacks that my students do who show up every single week in the Ask Laurel thread, they like to set an alarm on their phone for Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. and it just says Ask Laurel on it, and they either have something to ask me or they don't, and then they just, every single week their phone tells them, hey, Ask Laurel, and they do it bright and early in the morning, so they always make the deadline. So hopefully that's helpful for some of you guys. Like I said, you guys are super important to me, right? And I want to make sure that everyone gets that personalized help. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, dive right into it. Before my voice goes out, I just did a 2-hour training with Justin and Sarah. The replay is going to be up shortly in the replay vault over here. For those of you guys who haven't found your way to the replay vault, it is over here. And today it was conversions over cocktails. So I'm going to pop that replay right here whenever it gets in, okay? So Mr. Jonathan says, hopefully this question is okay to ask here. Absolutely. I was looking through all the trainings again today and couldn't find an example of an application page that would be used for testing the offer. Add to application page. Do you have any examples available to give us an idea of what we should include? So anytime if you're doing the power offer validation test, I actually recommend that you send people straight into to Calendly. But if you don't need the volume, I can definitely dig up some examples. I will actually post a couple of examples in the comment section below this live right here. I don't have any of them handy right now, but I will make sure, Jonathan, that you get a couple of examples and for everyone to see. Let's see, Francois says, hey Laurel, I help business owners structure their business so they can remove themselves from the day-to-day operations. My power content has nicely been hitting the 1,000 invisible list members per week from day one. That is awesome. Remember, we want to try to get 500 to 1,000, so 1,000 is freaking amazing. My conversion multiplier videos, on the other hand, have been returning 0 chats after a few iterations. In last week's feedback, you suggested that we simply do a bunch of value bomb posts as described in day 4 of phase 1 to quickly find the value bombs that create conversations. I am testing the below value bomb post this week. Would you mind to have a quick look at 1 or 2 of them and just let me know if I'm on the right track or if I'm doing something horribly wrong in how I write it? Thank you very much, and I love what you created. Thank you so much. So he said 1. So I'm just going to go with the top one. So problem at the top, how to, let's see, super small, there we go. How to delegate effectively. So value bomb business owners, it's possible to delegate a task once and know for certain that it will be done well without you having to be involved. Want the 3 simple steps and Loom video on getting it done. I think there could be a little bit more be a little bit more specific. Business owners, it's possible to delegate a task once and know for certain that it'll be done without you having to be involved. Want the 3 simple. I feel like it's missing, like, what is the problem that it's solving? Like, I mean, I get that, like, you don't know how to delegate. Want the 3 simple steps in a Loom video and getting it done? I don't know. I would need to know more about the problem, like, to ensure, like, I almost wanted to say something like, you know, here are my 3 steps to delegating a task to make sure employees do this, you know, do it within 24 hours or something like that. Like, I just want it to be a little bit more sexy, but I would test it and see if your audience responds to us. Because here's the thing. I like things that are very specific, but there are some niches that respond better to broad stuff, but that's how I look at things. I want to solve very specific problems. So I would say test it, because at the end of the day, this offer is not for me. I don't delegate tasks to anybody. That's Christina's job. So yeah, I would say just try it. Avi says, hey Laurel, I've been running a high ticket coaching program that opens up once a year. I thought that was good, but I'm reconsidering that given everything in your training, especially video with Vince Reed for phase 3. Question, if I go with what you seem to run and suggest, an evergreen enrollment in my high ticket program, how do I create urgency when I pitch them on a call? Do I give them a deadline to join, a week, more? What should I give as the deadline? Since I was only opening enrollment once a year, that itself created quite extreme urgency for my audience. If they didn't enroll, they would have to wait another year trying to figure it out with a new model. So my main question is, why are you changing anything? Is this not working? Why are you wanting to change? I always tell people, don't change anything if it's working, right? If enrolling people once a year is working and you are hitting your business goals, do not change it. Guys, just because something works for me or Vince or something, like it, don't change anything that's working for you. And so that would be my first question is, why are you changing it? Is there a reason that you want to change it, right? If it's working, don't change it. As far as like creating urgency, I always like to do, like with my Lean on Laurel students, like every quarter I do a little something different. And so that kind of creates the urgency. Right now I'm giving Lean on Laurel students access to Nick and I's mastermind, which is Success Circle. And so that created some urgency. Natural deadlines are always good. And, you know, just adding in, like, what are you doing different? Like, I like to mix things up. And so I don't believe in, like, you know, manufacturing urgency or anything like that. Like, if people, I mean, urgency can be also like for specifically like my Lean on Laurel program, it's full all the time. And so the urgency is you should get on the waiting list so that you can get in within the next 3 months or something like that. So, but don't change it. If it's working, do not touch it. That's the worst thing as entrepreneurs. We always tend to fuck things up that are working. So if it's working, don't mess it up. Let's see, Rodney says, I just watched the module on which type of offer I should launch and I don't see which one is applicable. Can you clarify which offer is for me? Who I serve is life insurance prospects and what I want to sell is a policy. My budget for ads is $1,000 per month. So here's the thing, here's the way that I have the program laid out, right? You have to figure out, right, which type of offer you should launch. So if you sell an insurance policy, right? If you sell an insurance policy, your insurance policy itself is an offer. It's a direct offer. You are asking people to buy. But what I would also do is I would also create an indirect offer, which is a freebie. So in order to have conversations with people who want to talk to you about insurance, if you go into the ads ecosystem you should start with, you could actually create the phase 1 ecosystem, right? Have your freebie, you know, like 5 things to know when buying life insurance. I don't know what type of insurance you buy. I'm just using that as an example. But as you're having your messenger conversations, you could actually do a diagnostic over what type of insurance they're actually looking for, and then you can make them a direct offer in Messenger. But if you wanted to do ecosystem 2, you could also do both, right? Your value bomb could be the 5 steps to picking the perfect insurance policy for your family, and then you could literally run ads to a direct consultation with you. So it all depends. Like, the way that I built this program out is based upon the assets that you have. If you are running a funnel, for example, you would choose ecosystem number 3. But if you were someone who is just starting out and you don't have a direct offer, you would probably start with ecosystem number 1. If you wanted to validate a direct offer, you would probably start with ecosystem number 2. But the way that I have everything laid out is based upon the assets and the audience, the volume of audience that you already have. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's see, Paul says, hey Laurel, thinking about my offer since joining a few weeks ago. Would love to hear your thoughts. Hell yeah, let's take a look at this. Thank you for providing proof right here. Let's see. So just so everyone knows, these are the 2 most important lines right here of any type of offer. If people do not raise their hand and say, I want that after reading these 2 sentences, we need to work on that. It doesn't matter what's in the copy after that. It's all about this. Who is it for? Let's see how clear this is. Solopreneurs working from home who feel overwhelmed and question whether it's even worth spinning their wheels and getting nowhere anymore. Like, are they freelancers, or do they own a digital product? This is very broad. What if I could help you start believing? No one wants to pay to start believing. I know that sounded a little harsh, but it's true. What if I could help you start believing that you can move away from survival mode and towards the next level of evolution in your business within the next 24 hours? I like the 24 hours is the best part about this offer. I have no idea what you're offering right here. This is very broad. What's the problem that you're solving? Like, for instance, right? This is how, and I'm just giving an example. I know nothing about your offer because all of this copy is very vague. But I'm going to just give you an example of how specific these offers need to be. Freelancers who are working from home and not yet making, I want you guys to stay away from income because the FTC is really coming down on people. But if you're saying, freelancers who are freelancers working from home who have less than 5 clients, if over the next 24 hours, I could help you get 1 or 2 leads in your inbox or something like that, right? And I know that probably has nothing to do with what you're actually offering, but it needs to be very specific. Remember, these 2 lines are the thing that is going to make people raise their hand. I would recommend you going back over through the power offer and go through the section specifically that talks about demand triggers. Joel has an amazing training on demand triggers, and demand triggers make the best power offers. Let's see, Sabine says, would you be able to check over one of my static value bombs? I created these in the Blitz and spent $150 so far, and I tested 6 versions, and these are my only 2 that have had some engagement. So wondering how I can optimize these. Not having a lot of luck with people asking for it. I'm having lots of likes though, as you can see. I am wondering if it's clear enough, or I might need to change this up completely, as I don't want to continue with a similar offer that is not landing. Guess good thing I am building my invisible list. I am now retargeting and sending them to conversion multipliers and power contents too. P.S. My niche is helping female entrepreneurs create, fill, and convert evergreen webinars. I love that how specific you are here. A webinar conversion hack gets me over 250% more sales for my high ticket offer. Want this hack and a Loom video to set it up. So I know this is going to be something that is super, I don't know. How do I say this? I think that this graphic doesn't do a great representation of what you actually do. I would want to know a little bit more, and you might even put, so I'm going to try to describe a graphical element right now, and we'll see how well I do. I honestly think if you were a little bit more specific, like maybe you had I don't know what the specific conversion hack is. I really wish I knew what it was because I could help you come up with a badass visual. I think this conversion multiplier needs a visual. I also think that you should try, because I am curious about this, but there's something about this graphic that makes me go, because I think there's so many people that have, sometimes a niche just needs a more polished graphic. And I think this is one of those cases. But Sabine, I also think that if you did this with a Reels video sitting at a computer with a webinar ad up, and you said something like you're sitting at the computer, your phone, you have your phone in your hand, vertically shot, and you said, "This is my client's webinar. I changed this one thing right here," and point to the screen. "I changed this one thing that got her 250% more sales that equaled X amount, blah, 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 blah. Want to see this hack in a Loom video? Drop a line below." I think if you did a more polished version of this graphic, also maybe a picture of a webinar funnel, and blur out like two little things to get a little bit more curiosity. I think honestly, this is just, I think it's a design element problem, because people who are doing this are very highly sophisticated, and I just kind of feel like I think you would just need a little bit more sophisticated graphic. That's just my 2 cents. Coming from someone who, I really love your offer, by the way. Like, I really love this. I think a Reels video of you sitting at the computer and then having a little bit more design elements in this graphic, I think would really freaking sell this. And by the way, Sabine, if you are interested in seeing what I'm talking about, I made a couple of them for my Lean on Laurel students. Just drop into my DM on my profile here on Facebook, and I'll hook you up with a couple of graphics that'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see, Ginger says, background info, I'm newer to this program, but jumped in on day 1, and I've been engaging the field and gathering data for 60 days. Hell yeah, Ginger, speaking my language. I love this. So far, 70% of my ads are hitting all the metrics using your framework. I'm taking that as a win in the process. For the ads that aren't hitting, I tweak and put them back in the flywheel. Oh man, she is so speaking my language, man. My audience is healthcare professionals and practice owners in dentistry, chiro, functional health, and naturopath. I know Laurel says don't get too wrapped up in the audience targeting, so I'm trying to keep that in mind. But so far, my power content and content multipliers are only getting engagement from people who are not my target audience by a long shot. They aren't in any of my target audience professions. I don't even know how they saw my content because they don't match the audience I selected. Not sure who is watching the power content, but I do have enough viewing engagement to build that warm stack to target them to my boosted content with low engagement, so I'm working on those too. I've not had any messenger conversations yet, and I'm working on that. The question, how do I get in front of my target audience more? Do I have a mix of target and non-target right now? And once I get my offer and messaging so spot on that the ones who aren't will float away and my audience will magnetically attracted? Yes, this will happen. I want to get more focused in the direction for the next 30 days. I would like to see the audience that you're actually targeting. Like, what does your targeting actually look like? That would be my main question. But also, you have to realize that some of these people right here, like you said, that you're targeting healthcare professionals, practice owners in dentistry, chiro, functional health. You might want to set up your conversion multipliers as a messenger campaign versus a comment campaign. Also, you have to remember that a lot of these people are super busy. They might not engage with you for a while, but because here's the thing. Most of you guys who are in my Lean on Laurel program have never engaged with any of my content. You just watched it over the last several months or even the last several years. And so don't get too discouraged. You're only 60 days in. And once the flywheel is going to start to take, oh my God, sorry, I just got off a 2-hour call, so my brain is a little mush right now. But you have to remember you're only 60 days in as well. So there's some, know, like, and trust, like, stuff that's going to go into this too. But I would like to see, like, specifically, I know you're doing the ecosystem, but I would love to see what your targeting is and what some of your conversion multipliers are. That would be my thing, is I want to see that stuff just so I can make sure that you're targeting the right people, and also what the video topics are as well, because how you're teasing your value bomb too could be an issue if no one's asking for it. Let's see, Kai says, hey Laurel, thank you for taking the time to answer this question. You are very welcome, Kai. And I saw you on the call today, so it was great to see you, and thank you for the kind message. I'm looking forward to the Blitz next week, and I wanted to get my Facebook page dialed in. I've been primarily using Facebook only for groups and kind of went dead on social media. I haven't posted anything on my personal page since December 21 and nothing on the business page since 2020. Marketing to strangers seems fine, but I'm feeling a bit hesitant to start sharing on my personal page and marketing to my current friends who are friends and family. I will say this, guys, friends and family will be your biggest cheerleaders. A lot of you guys are missing out. I'm a money coach. All my clients have problems. Dude, your friends and family know so many of your clients. Like, you're missing out by not marketing. Like, I'm telling you guys, I know you guys are scared, your friends and family, but man, they are the best. Like, I have an uncle who shares every single piece of video I do. And you know what? He lives in San Antonio, and you know what? He probably shares so much of my videos, and probably some of you guys who are from San Antonio probably came from my uncle sharing my content. I'm a money coach. All my clients have problems managing their day-to-day finances and typically have a lot of debt and no budget, which I help create and coach around. I'm going to niche and focus on couples who are having marital problems due to financial stress and plan to do the organic outreach in Facebook groups by searching, providing value as you suggested, as well as the paid posts. My question is, before I launch that ad from the Blitz and start posting in Facebook groups, what two to three things do you suggest I do to optimize my personal page for the best results? Get content on it every single day from now until then. Use video content, use power content. Also, go into the program, grab some of these written posts, and these are still a work in progress, but most of them are here. I'm adding them as I can, but use some of this stuff because these are like really great templates that you can literally post. Start putting stuff on your page that's the best thing that you could do. Also, make sure that what you do is super clear in your cover photo. Make sure that what you're clear is in your bio. And make sure that you have content, because I will say this, people will go and check to see if you're doing content. Like, if they go to your personal page and they see that you haven't done anything since December 21st or 2020, that's going to be a red flag. Automatic red flag. By the way, I'm looking forward to the Blitz next week. It's going to be so much fun. If you guys, by the way, are interested in being on the Blitz, we do have a couple of people who signed up who are in Australia and cannot make the live call. We only have 100 seats on the live call available. So we do have a couple of extra seats. I'll tell Christina to open up the cart. If the sales page works, just go to and find one of the Blitz posts on the page. I'm not going to go to it, but if you search Blitz, you'll see one of the Blitz posts, and there's a ton of links that we use the same link every time. You can go and grab a ticket if the cart's still open. Like I said, we had some people sign up that are in Australia and they're just going to watch the replays. And so I told Christina to open it up again until we've got like 4 or 5 more sales. I think that there was like 4 or 5 people that couldn't attend live. But if you go to the page and the cart is closed, it means we sold out again. So, but anyway, just want a quick plug right there. Monica says, "Hey Laurel, I would love help on my messenger conversations. I'm getting really close to getting them to want to book a call. My end goal is to get them in a hypnosis certification course for healers." Awesome. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Can you give me some ideas on how to shift this conversation? I do check in and ask them, how's it going? Okay, so I'm gonna do. Let's see how many. Let's see. Okay, can you give me some examples? Example 1, hey, I'm excited to share the shamanic hypnosis. I want to make sure I'm getting you the best hypnosis for you. Which are you struggling with more? Imposter syndrome? Okay, so first thing is you want to tell them why you're messaging them, right? If you guys dive into my mentor Nick's Allegiance Capital, we always want to tell people why we're messaging them. Are we in the right place? And what do they need to do next? You did 2 of those, but you're not telling them why you messaged them. You got to remind them. Remember, people forget, and this is a subtle thing. Like, so I would say, hey, I'm messaging you because you commented and you wanted my freebie on how to do X, Y, Z. And then say, I want to make sure I'm getting you the best hypnosis for you. Which are you struggling with more? Imposter syndrome, old beliefs, or fear of being seen? It's a little something, but you'll get better replies if you remind people. Otherwise, if they don't remember that they commented, it looks like spam. Then, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. That's a tough one. I feel like all of them are areas that need improvement, but of the 3, fear of being seen. was the one that stood out the most. Thanks for sharing. Is there a specific way it shows up in your business or life? I would say not promoting my business and not posting as much as I'd like, and in life not speaking up or speaking my truth. Okay, thank you. I suggest you begin by doing this hypnosis while you sleep, and you'll notice how fears start to disappear. Amazing. Thank you much. Have you been listening? Yes, I've been listening every night, then falling asleep. Thank you. Very beneficial. Okay, why didn't you do a diagnostic? This is likely probably not the thing that person needs. I would have dug a little bit deeper here. So for example, right, I would say not promoting my business and not posting as much as I'd like, and in life not speaking up or my truth. So what is it that you do that's going to actually help them? How can you dig a little bit deeper? Like, you didn't even do a diagnostic. Guys, the diagnostic is the most important part of the thing, because remember, most of the time when people are asking for the value bomb, and you also didn't tell them, you were very vague. You were like, and your fears begin to disappear. Like that's very vague. Like, also remember, you want them to be able to go do something, and then you want to tell them like what they can expect, right? So you could say something after she said, like, I'm not promoting my business and not posting as much as I like, in life not speaking or speaking my truth. I would dig into this, and I don't know enough about your business on how your hypnosis actually heals this, but we need to go a little bit deeper into, why are they having this problem? How could I help them solve the problem? How could I help them realize that they have a bigger problem? And so this is just you just stayed surface level. You didn't really dig into, you didn't really educate them either, right? Like, why is that? Like, what is this happening? Like, I think you missed an opportunity on sharing your expertise. But like I said, I only have time to go over one for like everyone, but hopefully, Monica, that was super helpful. Always at the beginning, tell them why they're messaging you. I mean, why you're messaging them. Always give them a couple of choices. And whenever they actually tell you what their problem is, we want to dig deeper. That is the key. We have to dig deeper, because remember, our value bomb most of the time is not the thing that they actually need. Like, that woman was afraid to post on social media. If someone came into your office, you probably would educate them a little bit behind their fears and what you actually need to heal in order to do that, right? Because then you could say, hey, you can go do this hypnosis, do it for 5 days straight, but here's what's going to happen. This is going to happen, and when that does, I want you to come back to me, because I have something that will help you do XYZ. We have to dig deeper. Like I said, I don't know much about your offer, but that's something that I'm always working with my Lean on Laurel students is, what is like the diagnostic process. Like, I always tell my Lean on Laurel students, most of the time, don't give them the value bomb, because that's not the thing that they actually need help with. So hopefully that made sense. Nadia says, thank you for your great content. For the retargeting video ad, which kind of ad objective do we need to choose? The awareness or engagement campaign? It used to be reach. Hey Nadia, just go in and follow the instructions on the retargeting. I actually have it right here. We've got YouTube. We've got everything walks you through upsetting. So y'all just follow the stuff that's in the program. Everything that's in the program is updated. So you never have to worry about, is this the ad setup Laurel still needs or uses? Go watch this video. It's going to be helpful. And for the Hot 7, it is right here. How to create the pieces for the Hot 7. And then placing them in Ads Manager. Let's see. Jose says, I would like feedback, suggestions on my Power Offer ad. It's running and I'm not getting any traction. I hope I provided enough info. Let's take a look. Let's see. Carpet cleaning. Love it. Power Offer running for 5 days, $10 a day. So it's been running for 5 days at $10 a day. So $50 so far. My ad copy is not getting people to take action. I'm looking for suggesting. We haven't ran it long enough. $10 a day for 5 days. That's only $50. We want to run them for $150. Let's see. Fall River Moms. If I offered to give you a free hallway of carpet cleaning when you book 3 rooms or more. I love how you used your beautiful family. That's awesome. I do the best job possible for my clients because of them. I'm in South Coast 5-star neighborhood. Drop me a line below. I don't know if I'd do it for a hallway of carpet cleaning when you book 3 rooms or more. That kind of sounds weird, like a hallway of carpet cleaning, a free hallway. I would give them a first time deal or something. And also, you haven't been running it for long. You've only been running it for 5 days. This is something that people would probably need to see a little bit more. Also, some of the retargeting ads, like of you, like, I get stuck on those, like, before and afters where you spill shit on the carpet and then the cleaner goes and cleans it. I don't know why, but those videos are so satisfying to watch. I think it's just not enough. Like, this is just one ad, because you have to remember, when people click on one ad, your competitors will get targeted. Your competitors will start targeting your audience, because that's how Facebook works. I think you just haven't ran it long enough to give it any traction. It's an okay offer. I would come up with a better offer. Like, can you guarantee that you can do it within 24 hours? Like, appointments guaranteed appointment within 48 hours or something like that. Free hallway of carpet cleaning doesn't really do anything for me. That's kind of like, oh, that's it. Your first cleaning half off, or something that's a little bit more, sexy. But carpet cleaning's not really sexy. I honestly think this is probably fine. I think people just need to see you more in their newsfeed. That's it. I don't think that there's necessarily any. I think you just haven't ran it long enough. Let's see. Caroline says, "Hey Laurel, I am mapping a webinar funnel. Ooh, webinars! I love webinars and KPIs for our clients to make some cash before launching ads on the low ticket offer to develop passive income. I tell you so. You have the whole picture. My question here: is it possible to track both webinar inscriptions and Calendly booked calls on the same campaign?" Webinar inscriptions. I'm not sure what that means. And Calendly book calls on the same campaign. I like to add a free call session on the thank you page, as it has shown proven results for other clients, but I've never been able to track it down. Yeah, as long as you have a pixel, you can track them in the same campaign. I think it is important for the long-term ads optimization with your whole ecosystem that I'm implementing thanks to you, racking up my service. Also, I saw your training video a while ago on how to track Calendly on pages, but cannot find the video. Can you help? Thanks a lot. Yeah, Carolyn, I will actually, I'll throw that here. I'm going to make a note, because I know Jonathan wanted landing application pages, and you need, I'm writing this down so that I can put it in. I'm going to put it in the comments. Let's see, Jonathan, app pages, and then you wanted the pixel for Calendly. I'll hook that up for you. But yeah, it'll show up. Anything that you're showing up, and you just have to set up your dashboard in order to be able to do that. But it will track through the funnel. Let's see. Sam says, "Hey Laurel, I have a list of 1,500 previous customers for my coach education services. What is your advice on creating lookalike audiences with this many people? I am new to ads, so be gentle." Oh, yeah, of course. However, following the process and getting a ton of comments and conversations going, plan is to retarget to PDF training programs and course sales. So you have a list of 1,500 previous customers. That should, well, here's the thing. Anytime that you're going to upload something into Facebook, it's only going to find about 40% of those email addresses. So this list might be knocked down to like 400 people, 500 people. But that's enough to make a lookalike audiences. I always say test lookalike audiences. I haven't been able to get lookalike audiences to work all that great, but there are niches where lookalike audiences work really well. It just depends. I always say test everything. Let's see. In one video in the Stealth Influence with Nick workshop, if I remember correctly, you made a quick remark that you were not... Oh, another lookalike audience question. A quick remark that you're not a big fan of lookalike audiences. Interest targeting gave you more precise control for top of funnel cold advertising. Is that still your thinking? Here's my own engage the market experience. I have 2 businesses. One business targets foreign language learners, and there I find interest targeting to be quite useful. In another business I have in the spirituality space, Facebook does not give the best options for interest targeting anymore. Used to be a lot better, but for privacy concerns, they have removed many options in the area of faith and religion. I now find that a lookalike audience based on my previous paid customers is doing quite well with a low ticket offer, actually breaking even. So I'm a fan of lookalike. Could you elaborate on your current thinking about lookalike audiences? There's nothing for me to elaborate. If it's working for you, it works for you. That's awesome. Like I just honestly, I've been, not I'm just not a fan. For my own like I just haven't been able to get them to work the way that they used to. I think that lookalike audiences probably would work in a more broad situation. I like having full control of my audience. So so I'll give you a good example, right? Lookalike audiences in a more broad setting, like what you're doing, like spirituality and stuff like that, I think probably works really, really well. Most of the people that I work with are very, very niche specific, and so tighter interest targeting works a lot better. It just depends on the niche. More broad, I could see lookalike audiences working really well, but if I'm trying to go after coaches who are already spending money on ads and running webinars, I'm probably going to have a better result by going after Russell Brunson first. And then once I have a whole bunch of pixel data, right? And that's another thing too, right? Remember, all of this optimizes based off of pixel data. So if you have a ton of pixel data, it doesn't matter what target audience you pick. Facebook is always going to optimize based off of pixel data and what it already knows. And so those are the ways that I choose whether I'm going to do a lookalike audience or whether I'm going to do interest targeting. It all depends on how much data I have and how niche that specific audience is. But yeah, that's why I always tell you guys, test whatever, like test everything. Like what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. And that's why I know you guys hate when I say test everything, but that's why I say test everything. Ad accounts behave very different. I have two clients who are in both the fitness niche, and both of their ad accounts behave very differently when it comes to targeting. Let's see, Willie says, hey Laurel, I'm going through optimizing your first content flywheel training. You mentioned you want these stats. Today is day 7, so I looked at my power content number 1, hook rate 60, hold rate 13, cost per 80, 25% view, 28. Because English is not my first language, instead of shooting a face-only video, I recorded a screencast of me sharing my Google Doc with my talking head at the bottom right. This is a Google Doc that helps provide context. Who I serve is coaches, consultants, and course creators who use email to get sales. What I want to sell is my done-for-you services where I fix their email deliverability problems so emails don't land in spam and Gmail's promotion tabs. I'm confused why I'm getting good cost per 25% view with such a bad hook and hold rate. It's not bad. This is actually meeting KPIs, right? This is 60% and this is 13%. We want 8 to 10% and 40% or more. So you are hitting KPIs. I think you probably have this dialed in your ad account wrong, but this would be, you probably have the decimals instead of the percentages. I bet you if you convert these to percentages instead of decimals, your hook rate's better than you think. Let's see. Hey Laurel, need a bit of advice as I am approaching 60 days of the ecosystem and have not yet had any wins, which I know is not an expected part of the strategy, but I desperately need to get some people into my 12-week program, which I have previously done using lead gen ads to cold traffic, taking them to a free 4-day challenge, then selling the program at the end, breaking even so I know I'm still learning. I have 5. Why are you not building the ecosystem around this? If you already have something that's working, why not build the ecosystem around this and get more return on ad spend? Right? That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, if you guys already have a funnel, you should be building the ecosystem around the funnel. I'm going to keep reading, though. I have 5,000 in my invisible list, about 50 conversations, of which I can only say about 5 are warm. And while I'm retargeting PowerCon is slightly better KPI, still no request to work with me, divorce coach for adultery. And I'm holding my hand up that I have not got 60 pieces of content for the 60 days, but about 40. I haven't yet started to learn phase 2 or 3. Well, you were already doing phase 3. Like if you were doing something like this, if you were running cold traffic to a 4-day challenge, I haven't started to learn 2 or 3. I don't want to go against the ecosystem because I believe in it, but without any hands up for working with me, I'm struggling to get people into the program. Plus, at 25% view for power content, I'm not sure how long the budget will last. I desperately to run my challenge again because why are you not running your challenge? Like, why did you stop? Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. You have to pay attention to the way that the ecosystem is. If you have a funnel, you need to run it around the funnel. Like, my ecosystem does not replace a funnel. It is built around it. Run your challenge if your challenge worked. That's what I'm talking about. Don't stop doing things that work. Like, my ecosystem is built to add return on ad spend. It is not meant to replace a funnel. No, I'm not going to say keep going in phase 1. I'm going to say if you were doing this A 4 free day challenge. Okay, so if you look at this, right, this is your channel right here, ecosystem phase 3, right? If we go right here, right, campaign number 4, offer ads to funnel. This would be your challenge funnel, and then you build your power content, your boosted post conversion multipliers and campaign around it. Remember, phase 3, right? So you would just go here, phase 3, and then you would literally build, like, this actually walks you through how to actually do phase 3. So if you have a challenge, right, here's the challenge funnel. All of this stuff, guys, but that's what you guys have to understand, is that my ecosystem does not replace a funnel. It's built around the funnel. Let's see. Andrea says, hey, Laurel, I am resubmitting my Power Offer version 2 after last week's feedback. And by the way, Annabelle, if I'm missing something, let me know. Because remember, I talked to a lot of people, and I want to know why you stopped running this. If it's still, if this worked, I want to know why you stopped running it. Let's see. Andrea says, there are a few things I'm not clear. I'm trying to find an expression that encompasses coaches, course creators, consultants in the wellness and personal growth field, fitness trainers, health therapy. I tried another expression. So you don't need to encompass everything. A power offer is just one thing. It is an offer. So you should have a power offer for fitness trainers. You should have a power offer for healthcare therapists. You should have a power offer for course creators. Your problem is you're probably trying to make everything fit into one power offer, but ideally you want several power offers. So if you said something like, you could say wellness and personal development coaches below the 6-figure mark with fewer than 5 new clients monthly. If I can guide you to double, they don't want you to guide them. What is the mechanism that you're using in order to double their client intake within the next 30 days? Strategic collaborations. Okay. If you're doing strategic collaborations, there's the mechanism. Okay. So if you said something like personal development coaches that are getting fewer than 5 clients every single month. If I could double the amount of clients you're getting within the next 30 days through my strategic collaborations, would you take me up on that offer? Right? If I could hook you up with 2 collaborators that will double your clients in the next 30 days, would you take me up on that offer? You see how I did that? You're just like, they don't want you to guide them. Strategic collaborations is your mechanism. Let's see, Jonas says, I posted this as an ad on Facebook and followed everything in the videos about posting an indirect value bomb. I'm worried it's directed to a situation, not a problem. Can someone give me feedback? Parents with preteens to teenage children with defiant and aggressive behaviors. Do your children, you're too long. So these things need to be 2 lines. Like, do your children regularly follow your direction? Is their answer to every question no? What if I could show you a strategy that has been tried and tested to the child no and to yes without the need for complex reward charts or punishment? Okay, your offer is actually at the bottom. If I could show you, no one wants to show them a strategy. That's something that, and it's misspelled on top of that. We want to make sure we don't have any misspellings in our stuff. I know it's petty, but people look at it. You don't need the top. You need to make the bottom more specific, though. It's a proof statement, right? This one tactic allows parents with aggressive children. I kind of had a brain fart there. I don't know where I was going with that. But it just needs to be more specific without the need for it. Like, I think you're on the right track here. But no one wants a strategy. If I could show you one sentence that would turn your child's no into a yes without constant fights and without needing to reward the child for being good, would you want to see what that sentence looks like? Something like that, right? We want to be very, very specific. A lot of you guys are putting way too many words in these. They should only be 2 lines. Let's see. Gustav says, hey, Laurel, wanted to get feedback on my conversion multiplier. Hook rate's 49%, hook rate 12. Video plays at 95. Unfortunately, only 1 messenger conversation. What could I improve? Let's take a look. Learn my 3 best convo techniques.
conversation skills with women 1 to 10. I've made a quick training document that will teach you 3 conversational techniques, which when used properly will take you to at least 8 out of 10 in a few minutes, which is better than 90% of the men out there. If you want to get it, comment below skills and I'll send it to you right now. The way this works is that most guys talk to women in a completely linear and logical way. That's the language you use at work, but most guys take their work conversations to dating, and that's bound to fail. Instead, you need to switch to non-logical, non-linear language, which the sheet will show you how to do. So drop a comment below and start using it today to radically transform your conversation.
I think you're making this way too complicated.
How good are your conversation skills with women 1 to 10? I've made a quick training document that will teach you 3 conversational techniques, which when used properly will take you to at least 8 out of 10 in a few minutes.
8 out of 10 to what? What is this going to help me do? Like, is this to ask for a date? So I think the problem is there's no specific, like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve here? It's not clear. You're using a lot of, I think you're going a little bit too fancy. Like, if you just said something like, men, because I want to say that you're targeting a very specific tech men or something like that, if I remember correctly. Like, here's the main reason tech men fail to get dates. It's because they don't know how to have a regular conversation. This Google Doc right here, and I would hold the Google Doc in your hand, holds the 3 conversations that I have taught my tech clients on how to go from having a simple conversation to closing a date in just 5 minutes. Like, drop a line below if you want to see what it looks like or something like that. Like, I think you're just getting a little bit too, there's too much copy in there. Like, it's very confusing. And it's not talking to a very specific problem. Let's see. Trina says, I just watched the module on the ads ecosystem you should start with, and I got confused in the ecosystem video at 110. Thank you so much for letting me know where you got stuck. Can you confirm that I should start in phase 1 of the ecosystem? I have been running ads to a lead magnet for the past 5 months. Okay, if you're running ads to a lead magnet in the last 5 months, you need to start in ecosystem number 3. Okay? Go to the ads ecosystem you should look at, and this is what I want you guys to understand is, if you are running a funnel, you need to be doing ecosystem number 3, phase 3, right? See the funnel right here? Phase 3 has the funnel. So if you have a funnel, you need to be in phase 3, and then you need to work through. Here's your quick win right here. This is a quick win for people who have a funnel, and then you go to phase 1. So you would work backwards, okay? So if you have a funnel, you need to start in phase 3, work your way to the hot 7, and then work your way to phase 1. You don't need to do phase 2 because phase 2 is the offer ads to the funnel. You're already doing that. Great question, Trina. Let's see. Amber says, hey, Laurel, I understand that for messenger conversations, you are selling the $7 ads program, which in my opinion is a no-brainer. It's almost another favor in a way for the potential client because there isn't so a lot of you guys have the misconception that I don't sell high ticket. Guys, I started high ticket. I still sell high ticket. And by the way, I sell high ticket in Messenger. People join Lean on Laurel. People join Success Circle, which is $15,000. $15,000. They buy it in Messenger. They do not even, I have sold things over the phone. I used to sell Lean on Laurel over the phone. I think you guys have this misconception that I sell my $7 program in Messenger. I sell my high ticket stuff in Messenger, okay? I just want to make that absolutely clear. Do I sell my $7 program in Messenger? Absolutely. Because whenever my high ticket's full, that's all I have to sell. But for the most part, I sell my high ticket in Messenger. That is why I teach you guys this strategy. How do you pivot onto a call that's not supposed to be a sales call, then sell a $5,000 offer? Okay. If you go into the replay vault, and it is conversions over cocktails, and you go through the Value Bomb workshop from April, is no Hershey's. I go over how to right here. It is at the 55:38 mark. I go over how to transition into the phone call and how to actually sell on the phone call. I will also be going over this in depth on day 3 of the Blitz. It's going to be fun. But Amber, hopefully that makes sense. I will get you taken care of, but for right now, to just kind of have something to chomp on, go to the Value Bomb workshop from April 18th. And right here, I'm talking about how to transition into that phone call and then how to transition into the sale. So hopefully that's helpful. Guys, lots of great stuff this week. If I sound tired, I apologize. I just got done with a 2-hour workshop, and so my brain's a little like mush. But make sure you guys are following the rules. It breaks my heart whenever I find out that, you know, someone's question didn't get answered because they just didn't read the rules, or they overlooked the rules. And I get it, guys. Just slow down, be patient. I get it. I underread too. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm not gonna read that, and then I miss out. So I get it. I'm just as bad as you guys sometimes. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. For those of you guys who want to join the Blitz, go into the featured section. I know there's a Blitz post there somewhere. Like I said, if you just go and just scroll. Or if not, just hit me up in the DM. Like I said, I had about 4 people from Australia message me and say, hey, I'm not going to be able to go live. So if you want to sell some tickets to people who, you know, can be there live, they can have my live seat. I'll just watch the replay. And so I had Christina open up the cart. If the cart is closed, then we are sold out. But if it's still open, then you can snag a ticket. I have no idea if we're sold out right now. I have no idea. Haven't even looked at anything. But anyway, you guys have an amazing weekend. I love you all, and I will see you guys on the next call.